Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be the Premier League predictions. We've got top 6, we've got European spots, top 5 apparently get Champions League as well this year because of a new format, which I think is not fair because that means City could actually get it if they get top 5 anyway. We've got the relegations, we've got my hot take, flop of the season, overachievers, ones to watch, basically what Gary and Jamie do at the start of every season. We're doing it today. Leave a like, subscribe, and let's get into it. First thing that we are going to do before we jump into the new season is react to my old Prem predictions. This is the season that has just gone, and the first thing I'm noticing is what do I look like and why have I got fluff on my chin?
For the Premier League predictions.
Here we go, Premier League predictions.
No better way to start off than your bottom 3. I'm talking Bournemouth, Forest, and Southampton.
Wow. Top 3, 8. Everyone I get right. Well, I didn't really get it right because he's 20th, but I said Southampton would get relegated, and Southampton got relegated. I also backed Bournemouth and Forest, which I got incorrect, but it is what it is. Also, you can see activate windows here. Don't start commenting it because I get enough in my Twitch chat. So I'm taking a point for Southampton getting relegated, so I'll take that all day. Stop waffling and show me who I said, you ginger bastard. There we go.
And 15th.
Right.
I've got Fulham, Everton, and Wolves.
Right, now, all I'm going to say is Everton was decent because they basically were on the edge of relegation. I'm looking at the other table here. Who else did I say? Wolves. Wolves finished 13th, but they were shaky. And then Fulham actually finished 10th. So I basically absolutely none of them correct, other than Everton maybe. Half a point for Everton. Right, 14th, 13th, and 5th, and 12th. Sorry, I went Villa, Brentford, 13th, and Palace. Now, 14th last year was West Ham. 12th was Chelsea. 13th was Wolves. West Ham were 14th. So again, not got any of them right. But what I will say is I put Palace 12th, and they actually finished 11th. So I've taken another half point there. Not that that's how it works. I don't get anything with the points, I'm just saying. I put Leeds 11th. I can't believe I thought Leeds would stay up. They are absolute bottle jobs. You can't see it, so there you go. I put Leeds 11th. Leeds are falling apart again. Yeah, it wasn't very good. I said Leicester 10th. And Leicester actually finished 18th. Yeah, slightly off with that one. I then said Brighton 9th, and 9th was Brentford. And I said Newcastle 8th, and 8th was Tottenham, and Newcastle got top 4. But I don't think anyone saw Newcastle getting top 4, to be honest. I put Man United 6th. I put Man United 6th. Why would I put Man United 6th? Who is this guy? He is not a true United fan. We're winning the league. We're winning the league. That's the only... No. I think I actually recorded this after we just lost 2-1 to Brighton and 4-0 to Brentford. So I'm pretty sure that's why. 6 was actually Brighton. Arsenal 5th. I was wrong with that one, weren't I? Chelsea way off. Who else have I got? Liverpool way off. Liverpool top 4. Don't be so stupid. Spurs 2nd. Right, okay. Get off that. Onto the new predictions. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the Premier League 2023 to 24 predictions. And we're going to start off at the bottom. I feel as though this team's a scapegoat. I feel as though everyone's going to have them to go down. But could they do a Bournemouth? I would love nothing more than Luton to stay up. That's not Luton. However, you just don't think they've got the facilities for it. You look at the stadium, you look at who they've brought in, you know, I just don't see it. I don't. I'd love them to. Don't get me wrong, I would love to walk through that subway to get into the stadium every game, because that is lovely cookies. But that's not the point. We're here for Prem, and I don't think they've got it. I just don't. I'm sorry. I'm going to Luton 20th. On to the next one. And it's Wolverhampton Wanderers. I cannot describe my hatred for Wolverhampton Wanderers. They are so boring. They honestly, I think the least watched game in the world is City at home, because no one ever goes. And on telly, it would be Wolverhampton versus Bournemouth. Wolves have been boring. They've been, I won't even say Brexit, because Brexit brings entertainment. They are not entertaining at all. They're boring. They're 5 at the back, and they were Raul Jimenez merchants until he broke his skull. Don't know why he did that. So yeah, I honestly hope to God Wolves go down, because I'm sick and tired of seeing them. They've lost Ruben Neves. They're going to lose Jimenez, or they've already lost Jimenez, so I think they're going to Fulham now. So I reckon Wolverhampton, 19th. And in 18th, Sheffield United. I do not like Sheffield United, and there's a specific reason for it. Chris Wilder, you prick. When you beat us at home, when we were in a title charge against City, that was the result that ruined our title charge. I couldn't believe it. Disheartened. That was in the COVID season. I've not liked him since, and I never will, because they stopped us winning the league there, 100%. Right, 17th to 13th. It's going to be a tricky one, this. I'm going to go Bournemouth 17th. Just avoiding relegation. If not, if I was to swap 2 teams here, it could be that. It could be Bournemouth who go down and Sheffield United stay up, I can't lie. Then in 16th, I'm going to go Crystal Palace. I still got Roy Hodgson as the manager. I am sick to death of seeing this coffin dodger go from team to team. Just retire, mate. Enjoy retirement. Relax. Do you know what I mean? And just let me double check it is still Roy, because if not, he's been caught in the crossfire there. Yeah, no, he is still at Crystal Palace. He needs to just retire, Roy. Enjoy retirement and please relax. There you go. We've got 17th, we've got 16th, and in 15th, Everton. Sean Dyche, the man, the myth, the legend, the Brexiteer of Brexit. Rule Britannia. Britannia rule. Sean Dyche is taking Everton to 15th. It isn't a joke. We aren't messing around here. I said last season, as soon as I appointed Dyche, I'd be safe, and I was right. I think there was 2 points in it, but I tell you what, that win against Arsenal basically stopped them winning the league and kept them up. Dyche is arguably the best manager in the Prem, just behind Ten Hag. And in 14th, I'm going to go for a bit of an interesting one. I do like Burnley. Not keen on the manager because he's a City legend. I do like him though. I do hope they do well. However, I am going to go for Burnley. Actually, I'm going to swap Burnley 13th and Fulham 14th. On the basis of Fulham have lost, they're going to lose Mitrovic. The manager lost his head in the FA Cup. And I think Burnley will just edge it because the style of play, young manager, they're going to be up for it. Vincent Kompany's a good manager. He didn't do well in, I think it was Anderlecht, I'm pretty sure. Didn't do well in Belgium, but he's done very well at Burnley, so fair play to him. This is where it starts to get tasty. We start to leak into the mid-table. We're going 12 to 8. And I reckon in 12th place is going to be West Ham United. And I'll tell you why. Because West Ham, David Moyes, they're recruiting well. They've got rid of Rice. They're getting rid of Paqueta. They've managed to keep Souček, who I think is unbelievable. I just love Souček. They've signed Ward-Prowse. Who else have they signed? Just let me double check it. I know they've signed some very good players. Well, I can't find it, but I know they've signed Ward-Prowse. I know they've signed the Alvarez from Ajax, who's again being coached by Ten Hag, the best manager in the world. But they have offloaded Rice. They have offloaded Paqueta to Man City, I think, for 75 million, which is a bold shout. But something about David Moyes, I just love him. I do. I love him, and I really want him to do well. I like seeing him do well, because I don't think he was given time at United. I'm not saying he'd have been the next Fergie. I'm just saying he weren't given enough time. But nevertheless, West Ham 12th, and in 11th, mate, I've got to go for Nottingham Forest. Something about this Brennan Johnson, something about him. He is fit as... No, he's very good. He is very good. I don't know, just something about Forest this season feels as though they're not going to struggle quite as much. But one thing I am actually going to do, because something's just clicked in my head there. I'm going to swap Burnley and Forest. I think Forest will get 13th and Burnley get 7th. Just something in my head there has just made me switch it, and I'm going to stick with it. But I reckon Burnley 7th, Burnley 8th, sorry, West Ham, just hang on a minute. Burnley 11th, West Ham 12th, there we go. Then in 10th place, it's going to be a tough one, but I reckon Brentford in 10th. They're going to be missing Ivan Toney this year, but just love the way they play. The high pressing, the intensity, the manager. I love Thomas Frank. But they are in trouble with losing David Raya. And they are in trouble with losing Tony. So for that reason...
Have you seen this knobhead?
Why is
Look at this knobhead!
What? I'm not even live. So yeah, sorry about that. Brentford, I feel as though will just miss out on European football on the basis of David Raya's going to Arsenal. Ivan Toney's too busy betting on both teams to score in each half. And I just feel as though they're only going to get even 10th or 9th, sorry, wherever I put them, on the basis of the manager and the style of play. 8th place, I have gone for Brighton. The reason I've gone for Brighton, they've got Europa League. That's more games for them. Have they got the squad for that? Have they got the squad depth? I feel as though the manager's good, the style of play is good, and they are very good. But I feel as though them getting them extra games and focusing, because they'll take Europe seriously. I feel as though them taking Europe seriously is going to mean they drop out on the Prem a little bit and maybe miss out on Europe next year. But it's one for the fans to experience, and I'm buzzing for them. Next, just under Brighton, who will be getting 8th, I reckon Tottenham Hotspur could miss out on Europa League Conference. You see, I did think they would get Europa Conference. However, I just don't see it because of the manager, because Kane could be leaving for Bayern Munich. I just feel as though this manager coming from Celtic isn't going to do anything special. I could be wrong, I just don't know. I don't know who he is. I don't know his identity. I don't know his style of play. Do you know what I mean? And for a new manager coming in to do that, I just don't think it's good. People have got to be aware of who you are. Otherwise, you're going to have serious ego issues. Are you going to be able to control the changing rooms? I don't know. So that's why I'm going to go for Tottenham, just to miss out on Europe. Now we're getting to the tough stages. Europa Conference League. I'm going to go Villa again. They've got it this season. I think they'll maintain it. I think they'll do well. I think they could possibly win it. However, they're going to have to focus on that a lot. So I'm going to go for them to get 7th again, which again for Villa is a great achievement. I like Unai Emery. I don't like his style of play, but I like him. I like the players they've got. Jacob Ramsey, Buendia. They've just signed Diaby. They've signed defender Pau Torres. Unai Emery knows what he's doing. Let's not take the mick here. He's won the Europa League before. He knows exactly what he's doing, and I think Villa will only do well. Europa League. This is the moment that separates the boys from the dogs. Who is missing out on Champions League? Now, this isn't up to date because 5th do get Champo. However, 6th place, I'm going to go for Newcastle United. I love Newcastle. I love the fans. I love the atmosphere that they bring. I love everything about Newcastle. And I love the fact of Eddie Howe and what he's done, because they've been given a lot of shit ton of money, just like City have. But Newcastle, haven't gone out and, bought the league. They've improved the bits they need to improve. They bought Trippier, they bought Botman, they might be getting let go of St. Maxime Man now. All these things add up, but you still have faith in Eddie Howe because he's a very, very good manager. So I reckon Newcastle 6 on the basis of they're going for Champions League. They could get knocked out at the group stage, but it's something for the fans. And I really hope Newcastle do well. And I hope, if Newcastle win the Champions League, I'll get me knob out. I will. I just like doing it. It's a hobby. And next to them in 5th, it's going to be a tough one, this. I'm going to go Liverpool. I'm going to go Liverpool. I am doing this off the spot, by the way, so if you've seen me say other things elsewhere, I've changed my mind, and this is the final one. I'm going to go Liverpool 5th, because Hendo's gone. He was a vital player for them. He was the captain, he was the changing room, and I liked Hendo. I thought he was very, very underrated. They've signed a fair few players. Nunes, by the way, if Nunes gets into goal-scoring form, easily top 4, I reckon, easily. I just feel as though they've got a lot of players to bind together, learn how to play, work with each other. And obviously I support Man United, so I don't want them to do well. And top 4 Champions League spots. I know what you're thinking, Morgan. You've still got Chelsea there, but they finished 12th, and I'm going to put them 4th. And the reason I'm going to put them 4th is Maurizio Pochettino. This guy, I love him. I think his style of play is good. He did well at Tottenham. He should have won the Champions League, but The players just didn't turn up on the night. To be fair, they should have won the Champions League. I don't know how they beat Ajax. Champions League finalist. Challenged for the league when Leicester won it. And if it weren't for Leicester, would have won it. And I just think Pochettino, with the players that he's got, could be dangerous with Chelsea. Could be very dangerous. And I'm not talking this season. I'm talking next season. Maybe the season after that. But I don't think it'll be long until we see Chelsea back up there competing for the title. In third place, Manchester City. I just think you win the treble. You're not going to win the quad. You can only fall off. And falling off for a third place and falling off shows how good Man City have been. They've been ridiculous. It hurts to say this. I don't want to say it, but I've got to be neutral in a way. And that's why I'm not being neutral, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. City have been ridiculous. They won the treble. It's not good for me to see. But it's not really... I think they're going to finish third. It's me wanting them to finish third, if I'm honest. I think we all can tell that. But it is what it is. Man City third. And now, Arsenal or United for the title. Gary Neville said it. And I couldn't disagree anymore. I'm going for Manchester United to win the Premier League. United. I'm telling you now, we are winning the Premier League. Eric Ten Hag's tricky Reds are winning the Premier League, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, Mason Mount, double figures in goals. Bruno Fernandes, double figures. Rashford, double figures. I reckon in January, we signed with Weghorst again just to get him back in here so he can get double figures. We are the force to be reckoned with. They are the team to beat this season. But no, in all honesty, it's the passion and it's the bias that's put us there. But there's not for one bone in my body that thinks that we can't go on and win this title. We are Manchester United. We have signed, we've recruited, we've offloaded, and we might even be offloading Maguire and the white Yaya Toure, and bit of an odd but does the job, Fred. He could be going to Galatasaray. I think he is going to leave no matter what. So we're offloading Ten Hag. He's the best manager in the world. He's not scared to make big decisions. And that is why I think Man United will win the league. And I think Arsenal could finish second. And I'll be honest, I think Arsenal finishing second is an underachievement. I really do. However, that is my Premier League table. Let me know if you any really wrong ones you think I've got right. I don't all say United winning the league's wrong, because it's not. Now we're going to do underachievers, hot take, overachievers, and player to watch. Let's go. So we're going to start off with overachievers. Now, overachievers, I think, is going to be Man United. No one's expecting us to win the league. And if we do win the league, it will be an unbelievable achievement. I think we haven't got the squad depth of other teams. We've only been a proper team for a year with Ten Hag. Before that, we had Ralph. And I think within 2 years of this process, of this new era, I think if we win the league within 2 years, it'll be an extreme overachievement. And that's why I feel as though it is very unlikely. But I've backed us to win it because I'm a United fan. I'm red through and through. I bleed Man United. And I'm praying to God that we do not cock up against the smaller teams. And we'll take points off the big teams. We'll beat Liverpool. We'll beat City. We'll beat Arsenal. You know what I mean? Well, sorry, I said big teams. I don't know why I put City in there. But you know what I mean? We will beat these teams. We'll get points off that way. But it's the Brightons. It's the Wolves. It's the Bournemouths. You can't cock up against them because they're the title-winning games. Underachievers. Manchester City. Now, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to say something very bold. And this isn't my take. I agree with this with my mate Freddie. You know Freddie from the vlogs, Freddinho. I believe with him, it's going to make me look stupid. I can't lie this. But this season, I wouldn't be surprised if City don't win anything. They've bottled the Community Shield already. They've got to win the FA Cup, Premier League. The Premier League's never been won 4 times in a row. I feel as though City could have an off-season this season. And a bit of bias in there, I can't lie. There is a bit of bias. But I just feel as though me saying this and then them doing it wouldn't be a shock. Because they've won so much in the past. If they had a season where they didn't win anything, yeah, from a Pep Guardiola point of POV, it wouldn't be good. It'd be really bad. but I think they've won that much previously. Let them have an off-season. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if City don't win anything this year, which I know is a ridiculous statement. I know it is, but sometimes you've got to go big to basically show your knowledge. And this is probably going to backfire, and they probably with the quad, but it's all right. Player to watch. I've had to think about this. I've looked at who's come in. I've looked at who's still playing. And player to watch this season, I'm going to go for Diaby for Aston Villa. I am. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say a lot. I watched him at Leverkusen in the Bundesliga because I didn't. But there's just something about him. His team of the season card's ridiculous. No, I'm not joking. You know, I was speaking to my mate about him the other night and he said, Morgan, I watched this Diaby highlight video and he didn't do anything wrong. And I looked at him and I went, you stupid bastard, it's a highlight video. But no, honestly, you know, what I've seen of him, he's great at dribbling. He's like almost, I wouldn't say he's like him, but he gives similar vibes to an Ian Robben. Left-footed, cuts in, rapid, dribbles unbelievably well. And I wouldn't be surprised if Diaby is joint top goal scorer with Ollie Watkins this season. Now then, to end the video, hot take. This is the controversial one. This is the one that people will clip, people will take the piss out of, and I'm all for it. Because although I've put them to finish second, I still think that's an underachievement. And my hot take is that this season, I wouldn't be surprised if Mikel Arteta was sacked. They've spent ridiculous amounts of money. They've been in a process for over, I think this is the 4th or 5th year. They've won a proper FA Cup against a Frank Lampard side, by the way. They bottled the league after spending over 250 nights at the top of it. If this season starts shaking and they lose the first 2-3 games, the pressure on Mikel Arteta will only grow. It will become immense and it'll be so much pressure. We'll see whether it can handle it. I like Mikel Arteta. I like what he's done. But I just feel as though, yeah, people can say they challenged for the title, but everybody knew City still had it in the bag. You know, they led it for so long, but I just don't know how you can spend 250 nights at the top of the league and not win it. A few wrong results, and there's going to be a lot of people that say Arteta's not the one. We don't want Arteta anymore. We've tried it. It's not working. And I know a lot of Arsenal fans wanted his head when he first came in, and now they're that far up his arse to speak for him. But that's my hot take. You know, clip it if you want. You know, if they go and win the league, I'm going to look like a dickhead. But that's my hot take. I had to be hot. I had to be big. And that's what it is. If you've enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Only 20% of you are subscribed. Please hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you next time. Au revoir.